Real? Cool. Can you hear me? Because I can cook it, sounds loud. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah? Awesome. Yes, as you heard, I'm from Oppo Ice Cream. It is the healthiest ice cream in the world, which is awesome. And I'll tell you a bit about how actually it is healthy in a minute, because I shot something very close the other day, and we've got a banner that says healthy ice cream. And I've got to give examples out and chatting to the store manager. And one person that called past but it's not true, can't do it. So I'll explain a little bit how you actually can do it, what it is, and the story behind it. But a lot of what you guys do, I assume, is based a lot, it's kind of business strategies, but based upon strong consumer insight and kind of insights, and business science. And actually, what I'm talking about today demonstrates that actually we had none of that at all. We had no insights, we had no business plan, we had no prior knowledge at all, no experience, no research done at all. It was all done on the gut, which is kind of a bit of an explanation as to the many cock-ups that we had, and also makes me kind of realise how lucky we were to get to where we are today. I'll explain where we are today. So Oppo started. Actually, today it would be great if you could. At the same time, we had none of those insights, but we still need to deliver the same as what your enormous scientists do. We still face a lot of the same challenges. We just got to, because we're a startup with no funding, with no resources, we've got to do it in a different way. And I'll discuss about what a different way means. But a lot of what I'm talking about, ponder on risk. Because I think we've defined risk incorrectly. Risk in our kind of psyche is all about, what I'm concerned, survival, and it's about many thousands of years ago, but we haven't kind of caught up in the evolution as much as the world around us has changed. And so I think actually risk today is a totally different thing to what it was, but we still treat it the same thing. A lot of what we've done has been phenomenally risky from the outside, so it appears. Apparently people talk to us about it. But actually, when I was starting this, I didn't think it was risky in the slightest. I thought it was more risky to not do what we've done, to not quit my corporate job, and to not start Oppo. So I would be very happy for stuff. But anyway, I don't have no water, sorry. But Joe and I were at university together, and it was York University, pretty good place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And in between leaving uni in July 2011 and starting the graduate job with Diageo that I had lined up, my brother and I, we went to Brazil, and we thought let's do something a bit crazy. The last 2 months before we hit the real world, let's go a bit mad and let's do something different. We can never do it. So we wanted to go to Brazil and windsurf, the windiest place in the world at that time of year, in August. And then we realised that the nearest airport was 1,000 kilometres away from where we wanted to windsurf. And then we realised that it's not really a road that goes straight from A to B. And anyway, it'd be too expensive to do, so we had no money at all. So we started researching ways that we could travel 1,000 kilometres without using kind of on our own steam, really, to make it all a bit more interesting. And so we thought about running it. And Harry, my brother, vetoed that idea on the running easel. And then he said, "Why don't we cycle it?" I said, "No chance, 1,000k, you bonkers." And then he thought about yachting it. We had lots of different ideas, and I saw a video on YouTube that shows kite buggy. And we'd never seen kite buggy before. We didn't know what on earth it was. But these guys, you see in the next video we've got, they look like they're flying up and down sand dunes. But it looked great. So I remember ringing up a kite manufacturer and saying, "Hey, we've got an idea. We want to kite 1,000 kilometres. We've never done it before. Can you help us out?" And he said, "Okay, so you've never kited before?" "No." "Have you kite surfed or any kind of kiting in the past?" "Not really, no." "Okay, do you speak Portuguese?" "No." "Have you got any money?" "No." "So you don't have a sport team either?" "No." "Are there maps for the area?" "No, it's too remote for me." And he said, "You're absolutely bonkers. You don't know this, but it'd be a world record, the longest distance travelled by kite on land. We wouldn't even send our professional athletes to do this, so you're insane." They got the phone down and said, "I'm not helping you." So I rang him back up and said, "Please help us out. We really want to do this. We will do it without you, but would be slightly less safe. And this gen, we talked them around. So in the end, we managed to get buggies bespoke built for us in New Zealand, shipped over so they could float, amazing things. And then we got kites from Holland, shipped over to Brazil. And Harry and I, before we realised it, we only had about 2 months to prepare. And I was on crutches at this time as well, for a mountain bike accident. So we actually only came on crutches about a week before we left. Hence, we had no training. We couldn't train at all before we left. You can see the kind of cycle of just many, many fuck-ups, as I said. And we arrived on the beach in Brazil. Started to get spanned down, build these buggies. 40 knot wind, kite is like a hornet in 40 knot wind. Then we realised these buggies not only don't have brakes, but don't have a seatbelt either. The way you steer is with your feet. And we kind of just started. We just started going. We didn't really know how to do it. We put the kite in the air and hoped it would kind of pull us along, and it kind of did. And it went very, very fast. We got thrown out, and all these kind of crashes that we had. But we taught ourselves to buggy along the way. We only brought 24 cereal bars. We thought, it was Brazil, there's going to be lots of fishermen along the way, and just, hey mate, can I buy that lobster from you? Thank you very much. Where's the fire? Maybe. Doesn't work. So we ended up running out of food, and then within 2 weeks, I had burnt 8 kilos. I'd lost 8 kilos. We're burning about 8,000 calories a day. And if you want to play the video, how do we play the video? You know. Will this microphone go? Yeah. So this is what it looked like. These are the buggies. This is the GoPro on my buggy. You steer with your feet, you get pulled along by a kite, 25 metres in the air. You see. The airway stops, it's bumped into your brother, and they deflect, which is amazing. Really, really awesome. And that's about 40 miles an hour. Pretty bumpy. But we frequently have to walk it a lot. You see that's kind of seatbelt material, and we have to pull them. These are 75 kilos each, these buggies. Each. Hence took 2 of us to walk that course. Thanks, Jay. And so, because we had to walk them so much that we were burning 8,000 calories a day and we lost so much weight. And we had to walk them so much because we had no maps, as I said. So we'd go along the coastline, we'd hit a mangrove swamp or a cliff, or tide would come up or whatever. And we'd have to get out, pack the buggy down, walk back down the way we just come, and then you kind of transverse inland and try and get around a particular obstacle. And then go back and carry on. And that frequently happened. So about 35 miles a day we were walking and running to obviously get to where we were going before dark, because there's not a lot of lights around there. And so I was pretty thin. We haven't got 8 kilos to lose, not that I need to show you, I'm going to show you. And so I got really, really thin. There's a photo of me on our website actually, just looking not very healthy. And so I was speaking to locals, going, what can we eat? What is going to keep us going? Because we are really ambitious. It's going to be good. All these people behind us sponsoring us, New Balance trainers, I've got the boxes actually sponsored, that was awesome, that was the best one, I was most happy about. Antibacterial boxes, did you know they existed? You know, for a shower. And none of that inside out, back to front, the rest of it was malarkey. And we're going to have to finish this. We please need food. How can we do it? How can we find food all the way? And they showed us various superfoods that we could find on the way. They showed us a husk of coconut, they showed us just fruits that we could pick from trees on the way. And it was this realisation that, hang on, these foods taste so good, really good, and they are much more nutritious for us than this crappy expedition food we've been eating until now. This is surely the way forward. Screw this food. Let's have the real food. Let's have the superfoods we can pick along the way when we're hungry. Like coconut and this husk. And don't know what that's in. And so we finished the expedition. We did it, pretty awesome, unofficial, not official, sadly. And we came back home, I started working with Diageo. Harry, my brother, went back to the job he had at an automotive electronics company. And it's kind of put the idea to bed of this superfood stuff. But then 13 months into Diageo, I was kind of getting really, really itchy. Corporate life's not for me. Great company, but honestly different things. And it was just this idea just hadn't left. It was more the pull of the idea. Why do we take really healthy foods, natural, let's say cacao, and Peruvian rainforest? Why do we take that? pick it, process it, adulterate it, screw it up, add sugar, give it to a kiss to keep it healthy, leave it like that. Just make it tasty, more tasty. And it was that the realization of Brazil, of how the indulgent could be really, really healthy. And then also being fed up with how processed food is, that made me, leave Diageo, September 2012, it's been a long journey so far, and try and work out how I can make the indulgent healthy, and whether it was indeed possible. So by September, so by December, I figured out what category it was going to be. It was going to be ice cream, we're all eating now. There's a spoon in the lid, by the way. A lot of people don't put a spoon in the lid. Stupid lid. By December it was ice cream. And I remember going around the factories and going, I did criminology at university, crime and criminal justice. I need help creating the world's healthiest ice cream. And they'll look at you kind of bonkers and go, well, go get some funding first. And have you got a team? No, we'll go and get that. And actually come with to us with some insight about why you need this and why the market wants it and all this. So I was like, okay, I need to get some more kind of momentum behind me. So I went to branding agencies, and they said, well, have you got a product yet? No, we're not going to brand a product you haven't got yet. Go away. So I ended up being a bit of a kind of chicken and egg situation. Because no one was giving me money until I had a product and a brand as well. No one would come on board as a team until I had all those things. So I went down and pitched, came out to London, I was living up with my parents at the time, and pitched 7 branding agencies and said, hey, I've got a factory, just come on board. I need a brand. And then I went to the factory and said, hey, I've got a branding company, just on board. I need a factory. It's all kind of about this kind of risk scenario. And to my amazement, 4 agencies said, yeah, let's do that, that's great. That's a good idea, we'll do it for free. And luckily, at the same time, the factory said, yeah, we'll do it, we'll help you out. So Landlord Associates in London Bridge, they gave me an office for 6 months, and I worked with them to create what you can see there, the branding, and Oppo. And then with the factory, that was not quite as easy. It's kind of hard to create what you're eating now, which is ice cream with no cream. We use virgin coconut instead of cream in Brazil. Stevia leaf instead of sugar, no sugar in it at all, and then roots with various superfoods. It took a very long time. So that factory had 5 months. No, that wouldn't work. So I went to another factory. 6 months, couldn't get anywhere there. Still a milky ice cream. It was hideous. And then I ended up, I pitched to the government for a grant. Because we were getting absolutely, it'd been a year, it'd been 13 months, and I had nothing to show for it at all. Apart from this brand agency getting pretty pissed off that we didn't have a product yet that they created a brand for. So I pitched to the government, got $5 grand from them, smashing, awesome. Went to a food lab and managed to get some space in the lab. And started actually working out at a molecular level, what can you use in place of sugar? What can we use in place of sugar? Or to replicate everything that sugar does, because it really, for example, the molecules of sugar, they get in the way of water molecules in ice cream, they stop freezing. So only about 70% of ice cream is frozen, for example. The rest of those are still liquid, that's why it's soft. There's lots of things that all the ingredients in ice cream do, they do it for a reason. Take all of those out, which is what we want to do. You can't replace it with something else, because it won't be the same. We had to get to the end result of ice cream. The mouthfeel, the taste, the sweetness, the economies, what everyone expects ice cream to be. But we had to get to it in a totally different way. So that was great, that government grant helped. We started to get somewhere. About 40% of the way there, I think. It was a slightly less icy, milky ice cream. And so I then went to a factory, a third factory, still in the UK. And we started just doing trials. You just got to do, unfortunately, with this kind of product, you can't do it. You've really got to have, the minimum you can do really is 1,000 litre, big vat of it. And pump that through, trial it out, and then, so it was about another year, almost, of just kind of pumping it out, trying to batch. And then it didn't work, so opening the valve and just letting it pour on the floor, and just kind of head and hands kind of going, is this ever going to happen? Everyone kind of correct in saying it's impossible. I met the global, this is Chestnut's Water, I met the global head of food R&D for Unilever, a guy called Paul, really nice guy, who said in confidence, Charlie, best of luck, and I really mean it, we just canned a project which is for the healthy ice cream. We couldn't do it. We had £25 million. I doubt we got 26. So, I mean it, good luck if you have help at all. It was, you know, I was at the point where I had no money at all. So we really knew we needed to take a totally different tangent. And so being up at the factory and stuff, I was just thinking, are they all right? At one particular time, I had £2,000 left. I had £8,000 left in the bank. I managed to get another grant from the government. I had £8,000 left, which is about as much as it is to fly up to the factory in the north and buy all the ingredients and book out the factory for 2 days and try a batch. And this had to work. This was all the amount of money I had left. If this didn't work, then it was finished. I can't go back yet again to people and go, hi, give me a little bit more money for another batch that will, I promise, work. This was it. And went up there, put it through the pasteurizer, and this big amount of it, and blue ice cream everywhere in the factory. Absolutely everywhere. It had gone lumpy. For some reason, it didn't work. I had it too thick for the machine, and it just exploded everywhere. And I'm just like, God. And all these factory workers looking at me and going, you've got to repair that machine, mate. And I had £1 5p left in the bank. That was it. And luckily I had a retirement flight home. So Mum and Dad probably would help me get home. But that was it. And we were in, it was just still me at this time. We were kind of in dark straits. So I'm kind of in a fetal position on the floor going. And then came back home and heard about grant with York actually. York invited me back up again. Santander was sponsoring competition this year, and Charlie, we know York started the company up. So it was actually in the airport on the way back down here. So, do you want to come along? Yes. What's the price? £2,000. Yes. Definitely. The only thing is, Charlie, it's the competition expired. Why are you calling me? Well, we think we can get you in this. Someone dropped out. And so okay. So great. Quickly wrote my first ever business plan, like about 18 months or so after I actually started it. And it was about 1 page, very dyslexic 1 page as well. And then I got through to the final and then pitched and then won. Great, fantastic, got £2,000, great. Sort of enough for another little not quite batch. It's great. And I went up again, got on the book the factory out and they were going, Charlie mate, this is your last chance. Your last chance. And thank God it worked. Thank God it worked. The pasteurizer didn't blow. The product tasted sort of okay. And we were kind of realising we might be onto something. At which point, I could then go back to some people and go, look, we're getting somewhere, I need a bit more money, give me a little bit more money. And then I went to Waitrose. And my brother came along as well. My brother, by this point, I was actually sleeping on his sofa for about 9 months, during kind of working at Lando as well. So he'd been involved in the original stories you saw, and then he'd been housing me for a number of months in his little studio for that, which wasn't due to the guys, was awful. And then he was coming to lots of meetings with me and Sam. So he came along to Waitrose with me, which was amazing. And we kind of had a really good result actually. They liked it. It was awesome. And then pursued a number of months, it took out 2 months, but they managed to get on board, which is unbelievable. So fast forward to today. Last year we won Most Innovative Product of 2014. We launched into Waitrose in October of last year, so we're only a number of months old. We are brand new. And we're also in Ocado as well. We've just been, actually no one knows yet, but Guardian rang us up the other day saying that we are now final 3 of Startup of the Year. Pretty cool. And it's kind of going quite well. So now it was just me in October, and we're now, I was the only employee in October, we're now 6 full-time, 2 part-time. I'm recruiting for 1 more. So if anyone knows of a sales manager, please come our way. We really need it. And also and then it also back in January, got to a point where we were like, okay, we've had a little bit more seed funding, but we've now nearly running out again. We need more money. We need a lot more money. So speaking with venture capitalists quite a lot. So 3, to my amazement, 1 said, yeah, let's do this. This is awesome. And offered our asking price, which is unbelievable. And then it just didn't quite feel right. There was something about it that wasn't right. So, and again, this is all about risk, I guess. Weighing up the risk and re-evaluating it and redefining what risk actually is and what it means. And so I said no. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I said it's not right. we'll work quick at work, but you're not running. So, and I came down, there's a coffee shop beneath my flat. So at this point, I managed to get someone here. The coffee shop beneath my flat in Clapham. And I was in there just giving shots away like you've got there, just getting instant feedback and seeing what people thought about it. And one lady came up to me and said, "This is amazing." I said, "Yeah, it's not bad, is it?" She said, "Please give me 3 more tubs." And ran out. I don't know what she's going to do with them, but she ran out. I thought she was getting a paying bill. And to my amazement, I got a phone call within about 20 minutes saying, "Hi Charlie, you don't know me, but you just met my wife, stay where you are, I'm coming home now." So this is what I was told. And really lovely gent called Jeff came in and he said, I run a company called Secrecy. It's a crowdfunding company. And he got money in it. We had an hour and a half meeting, and I decided that was definitely the next day after I dismissed the VCs. That is definitely what you need to do. So yeah, we recently crowdfunded as well. We finished in January, and we ended up being the fastest ever food and drink company to reach funds through crowdfunding, and the most overfunded company they've ever had. So I think we reached 100 grand within minutes of going public, and then $250,000 in about 18 hours, and 300 grand a few hours after that, and it just went absolutely. The best thing to do that week was click refresh on the computer. Go and say, what is happening? Are they mad? No, they're not mad, sorry. Yeah, so that's where we are now, really. We've just moved to our first office last week. Pretty exciting. Now we're all on my kitchen table, which is brilliant, my flat. Get out. And we've got our first office, as I said, Waitrose, Ocado, speaking to many more people, and it's really exciting at the moment. So thanks very much for listening. Cheers. One thing I haven't actually said is a little bit more about the product, is why we're here. I'm sure the reason you came out is to eat some ice cream. I'll forgive you. So it is the world's healthiest ice cream. So we use stevia leaf instead of sugar. There's no sugar. We use virgin coconut oil instead of cream. So again, there's no cream. And then we boost each flavour with various superfoods. And help yourself as many as you can. Crack on, we will have 17. So each tub is, each portion, these are a little bit more portion. Each portion is about 20% less calories than an apple. Per 100 ml, that's 120 ml. About a third the amount of sugar though, than an apple. It's about 7 grams of sugar. But importantly, and why it probably took so long to create, is, as we said earlier, it's got to have that mouthfeel and that sweetness, and it's got to meet that expectation of what you think you're going to have when you have some ice cream. It's got to be like ice cream. My problem with, I guess, frozen yogurt and why I did this is that if you have frozen yogurt, do you want ice cream? You're buying frozen yogurt because you feel like it's a better option. Actually, you want it because you want ice cream. Yet at the same time, it's packed full of sugar. It's got as much sugar, most of them, not all of them, have got as much sugar as ice cream does. But it doesn't match the indulgence. So it's kind of like, again, this whole sacrificing indulgence for health, or sacrificing health for indulgence, and it's crap. Let's have them both. And it's opposites. Let's put them both together in one tub. If both feel like hummingbirds. So, people are having good and starting to regret. So this is healthier than frozen yogurt, much healthier, but at the same time, it hopefully, and you'll be the judge of it, I'm going to tell you, but hopefully it matches the indulgence of ice cream. Thank you. But I know that you have gone on a bit too long and you've all actually got a job to go to. This is my job. I won't be offended to all you who run, but I want to take any questions in hand.
You just seem completely fearless. Surely you must have had. I'm just wondering, did you not have any really dark moments when, yeah?
Crikey, yeah. One actually, one was, it's always bad to laugh before you say a story because everyone's expecting it to be funny, it's just nonsense. One actually dark moment, I can say it because my brother's not here, is when he said he wasn't going to come on board. My brother's my absolute joke, he's my absolute foil. We're opposite to each other. He's rubbish at what I'm good at, not many things, and he's amazing at what I'm crap at. And we're absolutely best friends. He's 3 years older than me, so close enough to not compete. And the day that he said, actually Charlie, I think you're a nightmare, you're too, and I quite like where I am at the moment. He was doing incredibly well. He was head of marketing in the joint venture with Google. And And then next year, we made managing director or something. So he was really loving where he was, and he was paid a good salary. I'm being paid £663 a month at the moment. So now he's doing that as well. And so when he said no, I don't want to come forward, I knew that I was in a real bad place because it needed him. Because there's so much that I can't do. So much that I haven't got a clue about. In July, I think it was, August of last year, we both went down to our parents' house in Dorset. And we were out kite surfing. We love kiting. Now we've done the expedition, we can actually kite. And we were out kite surfing, and he had a massive crash, really bad wave out. And he ended up hitting his head on the bow of a boat. And really, it was a metal boat, and a really tippy, sharp tip. And he knocked himself out, unconscious, blood coming out of his chin, and he was underneath the boat, submerged and not in a good way. And luckily I was really nearby, so I ran down and jumped in the water and pulled him out. Pulled him up to the beach, and he was out for about 3 minutes or so. And then when he did come around, he asked me the same question, what's happened? 3 times in a row. And I told him. I said, what's happened? I told him, what's that? Jesus. So, and they thought, we went to hospital, they thought he had spinal injuries, he had a big brace, he had many x-rays and whatever else he would have. And he was in it for quite a while. And then he came out, and he was told to be under observation. I think it was a week or 2, couldn't do anything, and came back to go out to work and everything else. And it was during that week that I started to kind of go, oh, great, now's the time. Got a week or 2. Sure, I can do something in a week or 2. If I can't, I'm really screwed. So yeah, we started to kind of work things through together in terms of what he would do in Oppo. And we had discussed a bit of Oppo, we had meetings about Oppo and how we could, where it wanted to go. He was very interested in it. It was really his. He wasn't a choice bird, wasn't he? And actually at the end of that 2 weeks, he said, he had his notice in his weeks. So it went from one of the worst things to being actually one of the best things. One of us had still earn money, so it enabled me to go on the sofa, and it didn't need him until that point really, because it just needed the product to be created. Just create the product, get a product. The product is king. Unlike other things like electronics, where half people agree they're not an expert, with food, everyone thinks they're an expert. Everyone can taste it. So everyone will be able to critique your product. So it's got to be the best it possibly can. The best way of advertising with food is just taste it, have it. So actually, I needed that to be created first, but he came on at just the right time, and that was a relief. But there's been loads of really bad times, tons. Which is why it took me 25 months, I guess, to fix it. That was a long answer, sorry. Is there anyone else on it? Like, supposed to be a short answer.
Do you always have even at the back of your mind what's my plan B, or you just this just had to work, just had to work?
Planning. Yeah. Plan B, there wasn't really. I mean, what's the plan? Okay, let's come to my risk. What is the risk? Okay, so the risk for me, as I said, is if I don't leave Diageo. It was a great job. 20,000 people applied for 10 jobs or something. It was a great job. I worked really hard to get it. But if you didn't leave it, then what's turned off? Leave it to me. It's almost getting out, isn't it? Turn him off. I don't need a time to figure it out. So yeah, if I didn't leave Diageo, it was much more of a risk for me. Plan A was what I wanted to do. Plan B, well, I had a job offer elsewhere, and I knew I could probably do it, and it'd be a bit of a bummer, but it didn't work. But I think when you're starting up something, you've got to have such blinkers, you've got to know exactly where you want to go, and it's going to be a challenge, and you can't be diverted by thinking about what risk. If I do that, if it doesn't work out, if I do this, you just got to know where you want to go. You can do it, everyone else does it, they manage to do it, so why can't I do it? Yeah, I don't know, I don't think it can be. Plan B sometimes can take longer, because you don't have the absolute drive and necessity to get Plan A. Or Plan B. It's 90% people who disagree with you, and that's easy way of answering. So it's thinking about Plan B as well. Anyone else? Or we're all going to get back to work. Awesome. Thanks so much. There's more product here.